Today is definitely gonna be a good day. I am so excited because I'm getting some new equipment, and it's a drone. Today, where I'm about to go, go see my friend Zephan, who's also a videographer, and basically he is selling me his drone. So I am super, super excited. Cannot wait for this. I mean, this is the Mavic. I know that at this point there's now the Mavic 2 and the Mavic 2 Zoom and the Mavic Air. There are a bunch of other ones out there, and I know it's better, but I am just so excited that I finally have a drone. I mean, this is something that I've just been like, I mean, how can you not? I mean, like, who doesn't love a drone? All right, let's go. All right, this is Zephan, who is selling me this Mavic here. Very excited to finally have a drone. How's it been for you?
Mavic's very pretty.
Yeah.
Empty box, just in case you can't tell.
How's it been for you?
It's been good. I've really enjoyed it. It's, I feel like depending on the type of work that you do, you don't always use a drone. So in my case, you know, it was helpful for the shoots when I did need it. But honestly, I've used it about 2 times total this entire year. So I think, you know, for someone who's just starting off with getting one, you're going to use it quite a lot. And then you'll kind of see, you know, you'll find the need for it if there's a need. And if not, it'll be nice to have just for shoots here and there. So, Mavic.
There it is.
But this little guy is in pretty solid shape. Still got some battery life on it right now.
It focuses all over the place.
And that's our Mavic. So basically, I recommend that where you do take it off, we're obviously in a parking lot right now. So you want to make sure that it's a spot that in case of an emergency, if it were to return to home on its own, which it does do by default when the battery is running past like 10 or 20%, you want to make sure that it's a clear open space. So parking lot isn't ideal, but we have a pretty wide open spot with not a whole lot of movement. One car leaving here isn't going to hurt us. So when you put it down, it's going to mark this point as its return to home point. So that's why we want to make sure that the return to home point isn't in a bush. So all I'm going to do is get my phone unlocked, pop it into the little connector here. It's a little cold out, so it's not as easy, but we got it. Typically I'll open the app myself. Also make sure your screen brightness is up, it'll be easier to see.
You can actually see it, yeah.
So you'll enter the device once it's turned on. So basically the power button here and the power button here, press it once and then hold it.
So do you have to register through the DJI app?
This one, I'm not totally sure. I probably did when I first got it.
Yeah.
So you can see connecting, and then enter device will turn blue once it's all, yep, go fly. So it checks the firmware every time. There's quite often updates. I typically recommend keeping it as up to date as possible, but it looks like we're up to date. So I'm gonna hit go fly, and next thing you'll see is the camera. It's gonna show us our settings right here. If we had to calibrate the gimbal and the compass, it would be red and it would tell us to calibrate it. Then it walks you through the steps, but we can just exit right out. Right now it's in photo mode.
Has been updated. Please check it on the map.
And it basically marked off this is our home point. This is where it will return to. There's a lot of different settings here, but the important things are just noticing how much battery life you have left. Currently we're connected to 10 GPS satellites, so we have great connection there. But it is letting me know that it's down to about 57%. So I'm only going to take it up and fly it for a minute or two just for safety purposes. So to take off, you can take off with either 2 different views, either one being seeing this, or there's a map down here that you can bring up full screen and take off and just watch from the map. I like to have the view because then I can see what's going on. So the takeoff control pattern is you basically go down and in. So I'm gonna do that and hold it there while the props spin up. So we're gonna step back and I'm gonna go down and in on both of them. see they're spinning now, and then all I do is ease up on the controller, and it moves. So the nice thing about this is it's going to hover exactly where I put it. So once I stop it from moving, so I moved it there, it pretty much stays right there so long as it's GPS connected. If I want to turn it, I just ease on the control stick there. Turning nice and easy. If I want to go up, I can bring it up, down. The controls are pretty fragile, so you know, if you hit it hard, it's gonna fly up. The other thing is because it has sensors on the front of it, you can do the whole Star Wars use the Force thing, and it'll sense that something's there, and it'll tell you, and it'll try to avoid that obstacle. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it up. I'm gonna turn it a little ways, and we're gonna fly it off into the distance for a little bit. So now that we've got it up there, we can actually use this little wheel here to turn the camera downwards and see what's below us, or to look up. So you can tilt the camera as you're up there, and then of course move this controller to turn it this way or that way. And then if we want to slide to the right, cha-cha now y'all.
Yeah, the quality is insane.
And I mean, it really is beautiful. It's very fun to fly around. You really just have to be careful not to fly it into anything, and always land it in a nice safe spot. So it'll actually notice when something's below it, and it'll let you know, and you'll see it'll fly up higher. So that's the whole using the Force thing. So I'm gonna give it a whirl just around the parking lot for a minute.
Yeah, so I've flown a drone before. It was the DJI, I think it's Phantom 3? I don't know. And I was not great at controlling it, but I've heard the controls on this are pretty good.
It's pretty solid, and when you get really smooth with it, you can slide it to the side while you're turning it, so you can do a revolve around something. So let's say we wanted to do a revolve around this pole, you can kind of see there. Get a nice little spin move. And it's pretty darn smooth. I mean,
That's pretty good.
It doesn't take much.
There's a little bit of wind too.
A little bit of practice.
Yeah.
But it actually makes for a really gorgeous looking shot. And then if you bring it into land, of course, always mark a clear spot. That's it. And once you're, you know, I was holding it down pretty much until it landed, and then it just turns off once it's on the ground. Then you're free to go.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You got a second if I can take a test drive myself?
Yeah. Just wait until the motors actually stop. Then you can let off. Keep going.
Alrighty.
There you go.
Alright, I just got back. I have the drone. Fortunately, I can't fly it right now. It's actually starting to rain. But huge thank you to Zephan. Really, really pleased and excited to get a lot of use out of this. I know I didn't have much footage, but more is coming. So thanks for watching. See you next time.